Hello, my persuasive speech today is about parenting, and it's something that I've been doing for 25 years. I've got a 25-year-old daughter and a 23-year-old daughter, a 22-year-old son, 11-year-old son, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 7-year-old son. So I have been parenting for a very long time, so it's very near and dear to me. The three younger ones, 11, 7, and 9, are in the house now. And it's my second shot at this. The first time was lots of trials and tribulations. But I've learned a lot, and I learned a lot from parenting the first time. And I believe I've got it completely down pat, so I really wanted to do this. And I've done a lot of book reading and things like that. I took adolescent psychology last semester, and I read some books, and so I wanted to do my speech on parenting. I feel corporal punishment with parenting. I'm an advocate that there's no place for corporal punishment in the home. I don't feel it needs to be used whatsoever. I believe in certain things that I'm going to speak about today. One being structure, communication, the importance of family, taking ownership of your mistakes, and honesty. Nothing is in specific order. Nothing is more important than the other. I wanted to first talk about structure. My own experiences last summer. First week of summer, we were very structured when it comes to school. When they go to school, they get picked up, they come home, and they have a complete plan, and it works out. Everybody's good and happy. Summertime last summer, they came home. It was a wreck. Somebody was depressed. Somebody didn't sleep well and was upset. It was crazy. So I decided, instead of a free-for-all run amok all day long, we were going to do some structure as we did during the school year. And I started doing that. Some reading, chores, and so on and so forth through the day. And within 3 days, I had 3 very, very happy children. I believe structure is so important in bringing up a child. Not only do they have things to do when they need to do it, including eating schedules, but they're much better behaved. They know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and why to do it, and nothing changes through the whole year. They don't get confused, so it's very, very simple. About communication, such an important thing. I think at a very, very young age, I never believed in baby talking children, so since they were little tiny nothings and they started to communicate, we communicated. I spoke to them, and when they started saying words, I corrected them, and I believe that is extremely important, to communicate with your children. They know they can talk to you about anything. Doesn't matter what the subject. I've had 3 daughters. My youngest daughter knows she can come to me with anything, from bathroom usage to she knows period time's coming up soon, and we've talked about that in length, and I just want her to be completely comfortable. And I feel it's so important to have open communication with all your children, and they'll tell you what's wrong and what's going on, and what I do is I sit down before bedtime, and we have milk and cookies before bed. When I started doing that, it was amazing, the deep, dark secrets they would talk to me about, by just being alone with them one-on-one, about maybe something that happened in school. My 11-year-old son has a weight problem. He's a bit overweight, and started telling me that he was being picked on and what happened, and when he was in the shower, he felt terrible because he would sit and think about it, and we found a solution to the problem, and it was by openly communicating. He didn't have to feel bad about telling me this, or embarrassed about telling me this. I feel it's such an important thing. Of course, the importance of family values, and how important family is so important in bringing up children, to love their siblings, and trust and care, and obviously be able to openly communicate with the family. And I feel as the older they get, the closer they get, and they're going to fight, they're going to get on each other's nerves, but we have systems in place. You know, if one thing is bothering another child, they simply say, please stop, and they must stop right then. If not, then what we have is a 3-strike system. They get a strike for not stopping. So it's very simple. The rules are clear cut. We do the 3-strike rule as far as disciplining is concerned. It's very simple. First strike, everybody's going to make mistakes. Laura Markham, who's a Columbia psychologist for Columbia University, wrote a book, Peaceful Parents, Happy Kids, speaks about the 3-strike rule, and all kids are gonna mess up and make mistakes throughout the day. She talks about basically talking to them, doing a timeout. What we do is 15 minutes in the corner. There's nothing else happens. Besides that, that gives them time to kind of think about what they did wrong, and then they can move on. Also, I wanted to talk about taking ownership of your mistakes. You mess up, own it. Find the solution, and let's move on. Let's not deal with it or delve into it too heavily, unless it's something heavy, and then we've got to figure it out. But there's always got to be a solution, and owning your mistakes is the first thing you need to do, and my children know that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is honesty, being absolutely honest about everything. I mean, we're all going to tell our white lies, whether it's in school or to the teacher or to our parents, but at the end of the day, we have a thing to where if they did lie or they accidentally lied or whatever the case, they open up and talk about it at the end of the day with our milk and cookies. Another thing that we do, and I think it's been helping. My daughter had some problems with that situation, and she's getting better and better, and I wanted to talk about the fact that all of these things combined, doing these things each and every day, will enable you to not have to pick up your hands and strike a child. I just don't feel that helps. It's been proven that it doesn't help, and if you do these things, the things that I spoke about, it certainly worked with my children. I've done it now with 6 children. It's worked beautifully, and my last 3, I've been able to kind of hone it and realize it and getting a little bit better at it. And thank you for listening.